from the Mike James Rock Show, and we're joined by Enter Shikari. Just seeing your sound check in, that sounded fierce.
Excellent.
That's good to hear.
It's been a huge year for you. I spoke to you on the phone. You called into our show literally about a year ago to the week, and at the time you were you said 2018 is just going to be a year where you're absolutely everywhere, and it's been very varied as well. You've been doing small venues, big venues. How's the year been for you guys?
Well, the last few months we've actually been off tour, which has been really strange because it always feels a lot longer when you're off tour than it has been. So it feels like we haven't played for ages. Just thinking back to the beginning of this year, it was like a decade ago. But it was incredible. We did another UK arena tour. We did throughout Europe. We did Russia. Did we do Russia this year? Actually, I can't even remember.
I think you're going back there.
I'm going back too far. That's the thing. Further than 6 months, and it could be 6 years ago. My memory.
It's been a crazy. Well, we've seen you a whole bunch of times. Bumped into you at a Slam Dunk when you were just wandering around. We had a chat then. Bumped into you at Reading when you were just wandering around. But playing live, we saw you at 2000 Trees twice. The acoustic set was absolutely phenomenal.
Thank you.
We were right up there in the bank, of just probably about 2,000 or 3,000 people. Just
I can't believe
sat there
how
in the
many
trees.
people fitted in that woodland clearing or whatever it was. It was one of the most amazing environments to play in.
Have you ever thought of touring as doing acoustic things? I saw you did the bless you.
Excuse me.
I saw you did the David Bowie thing on your Facebook for the Irish charity a couple of days ago. So I was just wondering.
We need to do it really. We all really enjoy it. It's just a different. It's nice to hear the songs in that, or it's nice for us to create the songs and play the songs in that kind of that way.
After you did the acoustic set, you then went on and did the headline set on the main stage at 2000 Trees, which is, by the way, is just one medium-sized festival of the year. At the Festival Awards last night. So that's pretty sound, isn't it?
It's an amazing festival.
But you brought the quadraphonic sound system to a festival, and it was phenomenal.
That's probably what won it for him, to be honest.
I'd imagine so. You can't pick it up on the video, but I've got a video of it, and when you did the you drop into Faithless halfway through, and the sound just loops around. How do you work out the maths for doing that on a huge scale like a festival? Because I know you've done it on the arena tour.
It's a lot of fun. We found the most difficult thing, the difficult hurdle to get over when programming for the surround sound, the quadraphonic sound, is if you're standing right at the front, it's the time that it takes for sound to reach your ears from the speaker. So if you're standing in a really big room right at the front, sound from the front speakers is going to hit you a lot faster than the sound from the back speakers. So if you just put out like a click or something from all the speakers at once, you'll hear like a delay, like a click click, coming from behind you. So that meant that we couldn't do anything too sort of regimented or rhythmical coming from the surround sound, because then if you're standing at the front, it'll all sound weird. You'll only sound good if you're standing slap bang in the middle. So that was an interesting one, and we managed to figure out when we were programming it just in Rory's garage. We set up 4 studio speakers, but we could set a delay to the back ones, so we could imagine that we're standing in a massive room and see what it sounded like. Did
you need to know the dimensions of the festivals?
That was it, and how long it would take exactly to reach the people. But then that was like the worst case scenario, obviously, because someone standing at the back would hear the back speakers first, and so if we sort of compensated for the delay for the person standing at the front, it would sound even worse for the person right at the back. So it was a lot to do with kind of the longer drawn out notes, or the sort of soundscapey stuff, or the stuff that's not so tight to a beat. Sounded a lot better.
When the insomnia bit dropped in, that was looping around, and I was like, it was really apparent that there's this surround sound system, and you're in a field I've seen it done in clubs and things like that, but it's just out there.
It was a lot of fun.
After that, we bumped into you guys and saw you guys at a Boomtown Festival, which again was an arena, but this time they had flames all the way around it and stuff. And we were right on the barrier, right in front of you, but the stage kind of just teared down into the audience. You seem to spend a lot of your time in the pit there. How was that?
It was a great festival. First time we've ever played it or been. We had a really good time. I actually ended up staying the night and getting the full
I was
festival experience.
about to say as well, we were involved with Earache Records, and you came and did the after show, the secret guest kind of thing. We all stood right on the stage for that, and
that was fun.
we got
the plug pulled on us, didn't we?
Oh yeah, this woman great. Came along and like just started flashing a red card at us and demanded that we switch it off. We were just like, yeah, okay. Then she'd turn her back and just whip it back up again. She'd turn around and she didn't know which button like was the off button, so she was just pressing these random things on the mixer and nothing was happening. It was hilarious.
Because you do the sound system quite often now as well in sort of like downtimes from touring. How do you go about sort of programming that? Because it is all remixes and sort of mashups and stuff, isn't it? And then with UMC and over the top.
Yeah, that's just a bit of fun, really. Like we're lucky enough to get the opportunity to do something completely different. So obviously, we just turn up, play some tunes, and me and Rob have DJ'd since we started playing in the band since we were like 15 or something. So it's just a bit of fun.
Cool, man. Is there plans for doing stuff like that next year? Because I see you've got touring up until about April time, and then there's nothing seems to be announced, or is that going to be?
We'll be doing the festival circuit.
Oh, you are going to do festival circuit.
Just trying to work out
which one's which.
Yeah.
We've done Boomtown now, so there's no comparison once you've been surrounded by flames like that.
Exactly. Yeah.
At least you didn't have it the following night when Biscuit played, and it was stormed all day, and the roof of the actual stage was just collected all the rain over the entire day, and it all just went straight onto Wes's entire rig. About 3/4 of the way through the set, and it's like, that's it, we can't do it anymore.
Well, you know what? That's what they get for making our lives such a pain in the ass. For the night before, you've no idea. The whole backstage area had to be ready for them the day after.
Oh, really?
And so we could, we were stuck in this like tiny little. Was it like a shed thing with the rain coming down and everything had to be ready for Limp Bizkit the day after? I was, well, what about our fucking set, for God's sake? And that's what you get, Wes, for screwing our day over.
That's karma, isn't it? Yeah. You've been rattling around the UK at the moment, playing quite small venues. How important is it to Shikari as a band to play these smaller venues and go out to the far reaches of the UK?
It was important for us because it keeps us in touch with the rest of the UK. I mean, we live quite sort of London-centric lives. Like, you know, a lot of the music industry does, and then I think we can get the last 2 tours in the UK we've done have been arena tours, so it's just been London, Manchester, Birmingham, Glasgow,
the big ones.
So it's like I didn't want to keep. I don't know, just like hold ourselves back and just do that kind of thing. So it's nice to be able to get out there and go to all the places we used to play.
It does seem to be
not everyone has the means or facilities to be able to travel to the shows in the bigger cities. So
especially
it's nice coming to reaching out to people's hometowns when people say, "Oh, it's brilliant! You're playing 10 minutes from my house." It's like, "Oh well." You're welcome.
It seems to be the way at the moment. There seems to be a raft of bands that are going and taking it back out to the people, like down here in the Shire kind of thing. Recently, Papa Roach have announced they're coming to Exeter, and they're an arena band like yourselves and playing smaller venues. It's just the same ethos by the sounds of it, just going out there to get it out to the people so they don't have to travel 3 or 4 hours to go and see a kick-ass band like yourselves.
Yeah. It's a good trait, I think.
Can we talk about Sparky? How did that come about? He's awesome. I'm going to ask.
It's a day, by the way.
A day. Sorry. I was
Did you just assume his?
Well, I was just I was going to ask after the interview if we can have a cheeky selfie with them.
Yeah. It was like
sorry.
Yeah. We weren't actually going to make it as a physical thing,
right,
and then we went through a load of 3D printer places, but because it wasn't like this wholesale thing that we were going to make loads of, it was quite difficult to do. But then we just managed to design it and find the right company to print it, and it's
taken on awesome. A life of his own. He seems to he seems to be quite pinnacle within the sets now as well. But he's got his own Instagram and going out there talking like he's a member of the band.
He's really somehow got his own for an inanimate object.
It's got a fan base.
He's got his own personality and a fan base, and this, it's
which gets more like Sparky or your cat on Instagram?
Well, my cat doesn't have its own Instagram.
That's quite true, actually.
Yeah.
So is Sparky going to be part of the band going forwards, or is it just for this complete cycle with the album tour and stuff?
I think he was too expensive not to.
Will he get a credit then in the next album titles?
I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what happens with the next one. I don't know.
Have you started working
Perhaps
towards
like a facelift or a haircut or something? Or
Pimp My Sparky?
Pimp My Sparky, yeah.
Have you started thinking towards a new album and writing and things like that?
No, we've got a few tracks that'll come out this year, but album-wise, is not probably won't be starting that until next summer when we finish this.
Okay. We do have one brand spanking new track that's not out yet that we're going to be playing tonight.
Okay.
Or I suppose if you're listening towards 20 past 11 tonight, we have just played a brand new track.
So is that going to be, do you think, the way forwards now? Instead of doing full albums, is releasing a track here and there and having even longer between a full album?
I think we'll certainly work on more albums. Albums are so great because you can do so much more with an album. They're such a bigger sort of medium for your creativity. You know, you can go through waves and do things that you wouldn't just be able to if you were just releasing single after single.
Yeah.
You know, there are so many tracks on all our albums that we wouldn't have been able to release just as standalone singles. But it's always good fun to release songs in between albums, sort of kind of bridge that gap between them. And, you know, if we haven't had the opportunity to get into the studio, but people are eager for, you know, thirsty for more music, then you go, here you go, there's one I've been sitting on for a while that wasn't in the album, but have that.
That's quite special. And if you only put it out for special events when you play it live as well, it does make it a proper standout track, and it's not associated with anything. I pretty much covered everything because we chatted with you guys back at 2000 Trees, so I just want to wish you a happy Christmas and hope you have a good New Year, and the rest of the tour next year goes without any problems or anything. You got some good support acts on the next leg of the tour as well, haven't you?
Yeah. Each leg has a different group of bands.
Yeah, it's quite cool. Well, thanks very much, gents. It's
Thank
been a
you.
pleasure.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
From the Mike James Right, thanks for watching the interview with the guys from Enter Shikari again this year. I know we love them. We are actually stalking them. To see how much we stalk them, do the like notification and the subscription things along the bottom. You know what to do. Thank you very much.